Reading, sometimes for fun, learning, and for professional practice. The books I'm going to talk to you about range from graphic design and its fundamentals, developing yourself as a creative in the industry, and also general life lessons and advice from professionals in the industry. There are hundreds of design books out there, so here are some that I have read and I highly recommend. Let's fire in. Starting with Know Your Onions by Drew DeSoto, who has written an incredible book on graphic design. It gives a real insight into the industry and it still holds up today as it was published over 12 years ago. It covers a large range of subjects from principles of typography, knowledge of colour, print, even having an entire section on paper when it comes to printing. It gives you a sense of what it takes to become a professional designer in the industry and the understanding that you need to have when you are looking to level up. Drew also has two other books that cover corporate identities and also web design, which, if they're anything like Know Your Onions, they'll be absolute bangers. Next up we have Pocket Typography Essentials. There's a few books on type and typography that you could pick up, but in terms of having everything you need to get started and to learn the fundamentals, the history, the printing techniques, as well when it comes to typography, this book has it all, and it's a great wee addition to your library. And I literally mean that. It is a great wee addition. It's portable, it's great, it's not very heavy as well, so if you are carrying any books to work or to, school or university, wherever it is, it's a great book to take with you. And it does go through the evolution of letter forms, the history of type, like I mentioned, digital typography, and as sections dedicated to masters of the craft and some of the most influential practitioners of typography and font making. It's a pretty in-depth and educational book. It also is a great tool when it comes to professional practice, as it has sections on type components as well, classifications, and a list of fonts at the end that you can use to sketch out, explore when going through the research and ideation process for your projects. Next up, we do have A Pocket Full of Dough. Now, I don't think I was going to make this video and not include this book because I have a previous video which goes into a little bit of detail on how this book literally changed my life for the better. It has 20 plus years of experience and many lessons and teachings on its pages, from professional business advice to getting through creative block and that ever-imposing imposter syndrome. I highly recommend this book, and also following Christo and his teachings, lessons, and listening to his podcast as well have all been immensely insightful and educational. Also, Chris, if you do manage to see this video and it does make its way to you, I will get this book signed by you one day in person, fully knowing that on that day I will forget the book and you will probably need to sign my shirt or something. But we'll figure that out once we cross that bridge. Now, Marty Neumeier. Not the man himself, but the books he has written, the kind of official father of branding and brand strategy, having written things like Zag, The Brand Gap, Brand Flip. Honestly, any of the books that this man has written will be an amazing addition to your graphic design library, covering things like your brand positioning strategy and how your brand should stand out against the millions of other businesses that exist today. And it's also a good tool to help guide clients as well along that path if you are to become a brand strategist or brand consultant. I do also have one of the newer additions to my graphic design library, which are the Universal Principles of Branding, which has 100 different key concepts for defining, building, and delivering brands. Now, with this as well, it goes into things like your authenticity, characters, frameworks, values, and a little bit of brand magic as well. There's not a huge amount to say about this book other than it's a great educational book, and it's good to know about these terms and meanings and examples of which they can better help you understand your clients and their needs when you're in the design industry, whether you're working for a studio or yourself. Now, I don't have this book on me because I unfortunately left it at my father's house when I was there last, but the Packaging Design book. Packaging can make or break a sale for a consumer. And the design of the packaging and design in the packaging space is somewhat underrated, I think. This book is an international guide to packaging design. It features sections of hundreds of pieces of artwork, and it's another way to gain some inspiration when designing both for yourself, for your school, or for clients. Now, feel free to check out my packaging design trends for 2024 video, which covers some potential and quite interesting styles that I think are going to be rising to prominence this year. So feel free to check that one out. Now, I think all of these kind of 6 or so books are good. I do need to give a kind of honourable mention to the kind of book of branding and the book of ideas as well. A great wee pair of books that can help you on both of these subjects in terms of both branding and ideas and idea generation. But with that, these books are a good way to have a library of information to build on the basics of design, as well as advance them and develop them further if it is something like brand or brand strategy that you want to delve into. I do think that anyone starting out should definitely get Know Your Onions. It's a phenomenal beginning point, and you can definitely expand it from there if there's a specific niche or a specific, type of design that you are really interested in. If anyone does have any design creative books to recommend, please leave them in the comments. I would love to see them, and if there's ones that I don't have, I'll definitely look into them and probably buy them. Also, feel free to like and subscribe as well. Take care, guys. I will catch you in the next one. See you there. Bye. I do a video here. Is that okay? Alright. Let's start.
I practice what I preach. They lie and put around my way, then get lost to see. Not sure what you wanted, but I'm what you need. I know my high just started, but I hit a peak, yeah.
Well, I guess this is the video. Just take it over, haven't you? I know she'll get upset if I put her down, so I just need to leave her. It's just, just something that I can't do. I'll try and get back to the video. Are you just gonna lie there now? Guess this is how we're doing the video.